This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
What's up, real MVPs? Ricky Widmer here, along with fellow Manchild, Johnny Karlic.
Winter's coming.
Winter is coming, Johnny. Well, winter is coming in HBO, but winter's not coming outside. It is.
I don't know. It's Chicago.
Out.
We don't fucking know.
I saw something on Facebook my aunt posted. So my aunt and uncle live in Michigan. My cousin and her boyfriend live in Wisconsin, and we're here in Chicago. And I saw something. My aunt posted something about snow. And I said, don't you put that juju on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that voodoo curse on me, Ricky Bobby.
Don't you put that voodoo curse on me. As welcome into the Rick and Johnny podcast. My name is Ricky Widmer. Johnny Karlic sitting across the table from me. This is where we talk about everything in nerd news, superheroes, movies, entertainment, TV shows, basically everything under the two nerdy suns. And boy, do we got a jam-packed show. We're talking Game of Thrones. We're talking Joaquin Phoenix and him being the Joker. Is he the Joker that we truly deserve, Johnny? And then we're going to talk Shazam. Johnny will give his kind of review thoughts because he was not on the Shazam review with us. And we're going to talk about, did Shazam prove if we really don't need to worry about DC movies anymore? But before we get into everything, make sure to check us out on patreon.com/most valuable podcast. That's where you can go and support MVP. We've got a bronze level, a silver membership, a gold membership, giving you all juiciness that you can get extra for helping support MVP. One of those being the new MVP Discord server. You can jump on, you can talk to Johnny, you can talk to myself, you can talk to any of the guys from MVP and the patrons from Most Valuable Podcast. So go check that out. Link down below in the description. But Johnny, let's get started with everything today. We are going to start with some Game of Thrones as we are a week away. We are recording this on Sunday, April 7th. Next week, when we get to April 14th, it will be Game of Thrones finally here for us. And this is where we're going to give kind of like our last preview, our last predictions before we get the season 8, the final season, next week. Johnny, I want to start off with you. Episode 1, next week. What do you think we're going to see in that first episode?
Oh, just final prediction of the whole season. Everyone dies.
In that first episode. Everyone's dying.
No, full season.
Oh,
just,
okay.
Everyone dies. No,
everyone dies at the end. Night King's on the throne. Good day, everybody.
No, everyone dies.
Oh, even the Night King and the White Walkers. Okay, I see how we're going here. Everyone dies, and George R.R. Martin comes out and sees, haha, laughs on you, suckers.
He walks out in the middle of the set and goes, Wiener, 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 wiener.
Oh man, would that be an ending? Would that be an ending?
I would be mad, but I would also be impressed.
But go ahead. What are you expecting? First off, we'll say this season. God. What are you expecting as we sit a week away?
God almighty, I don't know. I have to, because I told you before the podcast, I have a Deadpool to make still.
You do.
And with a different group of people that are watching it as well. They've set up a Deadpool who's going to die throughout the season, who's going to become White Walkers. Yeah. And it's all point based, so you could win. I could possibly not. So this podcast is going to be very helpful in me making my final decisions on that.
Johnny's like, I have to pick wisely with this last season, but episode 1 has already been screened earlier on this week, and there are some people that have kind of like not spoiled things, but kind of what we can expect.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the thing I love most about hearing from the first episode, no filler. No filler at all. That it's basically, it gets right to the chase, and that there's not going to be a ton of setup this season.
I'm surprised that the episode 1 is, I don't want to call it filler, but it's good. I thought episode 1 would be
it's going to be a lot of recap, I would think.
A recap, and not to mention like setting up for war. Maybe start maybe in the you see the scene in the trailer. It's trailer number 2 technically, where the Night King, the horse step just 1 foot.
Yeah.
And my thought would be like, that's basically where episode 1 ends. That's what I would think.
Well, and that's the thing with the White Walkers and the Army of the Dead. Are we going to see them barrel through the Night's Watch at the top, have that fight? Are they going to kind of barrel through some of the North already to where how close are they going to get to Winterfell after that first?
I think that's what it's going to be is like you're going to see Winterfell.
So you think they get, are you saying, just to clarify,
they get to Winterfell
at the end of episode 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I think it's going to be like, and they said it's going to be no filler. So it's going to be like that you're going to show like maybe jump arounds like some episodes do, where it's going to be showing them barreling through and making their way to Winterfell. Because they're going to build their army as much as they can. The Night King wants his army as big as possible, so there's like no threats against him. Whereas you're going to have the Northerners getting ready. You have Cersei's side story of the gold, like getting the Golden Company or whatever is that what the
Golden
the mercenaries
Company.
are called?
It's either the Golden Company or the Golden Compass. I think it's the Golden Company.
Yeah. Whatever she's getting for
her army coming over. Like Euron is bringing them over.
Yeah.
From the east to the west.
So I mean, that's my thought. Is they're gonna that's where it's gonna all of episodes one's really gonna be. We might see Tormund Giantsbane was at the Night's Watch at the end of season 7, wasn't he?
I thought he was at Winterfell. That's what I thought.
Maybe I don't remember because I'll have to recap beforehand.
Of course, it's been so long since season 7.
Yeah.
But the meme I've just seen throughout the internet that was the last thing I thought we saw is like him and Brienne.
Yeah.
Where it was basically like...
Oh, he likes her.
He does. But it's like I thought he was at Winterfell with everybody and wasn't up at the Night's Watch.
I'm going to have to recap now because I don't remember.
Oh, dude, this whole
I know he was supposed to be watching. The wildlings are supposed to be watching Winterfell.
True.
Or the Night's Watch.
Yeah.
Castle Black.
This whole week for me is basically today we're recording on Sunday.
Yeah.
It is the holiest of thou, WrestleMania. So I get to watch WrestleMania and then this entire week is just going to be me streaming and binge watching season 7 Game of Thrones to get ready for next Sunday, which is Game of Thrones season 8, episode 1. I am predicting, or I am thinking, episode 1 is going to be the action in the White Walkers and the Army of the Dead making its way down to Winterfell.
Yeah.
Everything else is going to be about reunions at Winterfell. You've got Jon seeing Sansa and Arya for the first time in a long time. That's one reunion. Then you've got Daenerys meeting them. Oh, hey, have you met my girlfriend / aunt, Daenerys? I don't know if she's my aunt yet, but we'll get to that later. Bran, who's also there, is going to be, it's kind of like a little Stark reunion.
Yeah.
Jon gets to reunite with Jon. You've got Jaime, who's going to reunite with...
Jon and Sam.
Thank you for catching me there.
I just want to make sure I'm like, Sam, is there someone I'm not thinking of?
No, Jon and Sam are going to reunite. Then you also have Jaime and Tyrion, but then Tyrion and Sansa. But then you also have... I'm trying to think of, am I missing one?
Yeah, that's right. I almost forgot about the Jaime thing because he's not made it to Winterfell either.
No,
yet.
he hasn't. The last thing we saw from him was he told Cersei, I am fighting for humans.
Like,
I am going down there to help.
Bitch, I'm out.
Yeah, I am here to help. And the thing that's interesting is I've heard that, is it Bronn's character, who, the one that's basically like, I want my castle, and has been kind of like Jaime's main bro throughout the entire thing and helped save Jaime in season 7. His actor has even come out and said that, hey, you know what? Everyone kind of likes me right now. People may not like me in season 8 like they did, which makes me think, okay, he's going to be on the side of Cersei, and that's why we're going to hate him, because we hate Cersei because, duh, like, how do you not hate Cersei? And he's going to be on her side, which is going to make us hate him. I just can't wait for all the drama between Daenerys and the Starks and Jon kind of being in the middle, but then Bran dropping the bomb on Jon Snow that he's a Targaryen, which, holy shit, what does that mean between me and you? And then maybe when the White Walkers do get to Winterfell, does Daenerys at the end of episode 1 get to see her dragon, her child, who she thought was dead, is alive?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hefty season 1, especially with each episode being an hour and a half now.
Well, a hefty episode 1.
Well, but in general, a hefty...
I just wanted to correct because you said season 1.
Sorry,
Yeah, I didn't want people to think, well, we already saw season 1, Johnny.
Johnny, come on.
A hefty episode 1.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hefty episode 1 because we have a lot of things going through here that we need to see. Like we said, there's going to be the part where Jamie needs to make it to Winterfell. Part where we need to see what's happening in Winterfell. We need to see what's happening with Cersei and the Golden Company. Then we got to see what the White Walkers are doing and the Whites because they're going to be making their way through Castle Black, down through the north, to Winterfell. And I think that's all going to be in season 1 and everything at Winterfell, not just preparations, but like you said, there's going to be the reveal of Bran too. And they might hold off on that reveal though.
You don't think we'll get it in episode 1?
They may do episode 1 or they may wait till 2 or 3, wait for the White Walker fight to be over and Bran when they start arguing over or not even arguing over the Iron Throne. They may like, no, you know what? It might make an more interesting wrench to have it before the fight. Maybe make that like, maybe throw it in episode 1. But it shows Jon going over to the tree, so maybe that's like an episode 2 or 3 type thing.
I could imagine it being like Sansa and Arya and Jon are having a nice reunion.
Yeah,
and Bran just sitting there weird in his wheelchair and just drops like a chilling fact of like, but he's not even a Stark.
No, he's not truly a Stark because he's half Stark.
He's not truly a Stark. And it's like, everyone looks like, what the hell are you talking about?
No, it'd be funny though. He says it like that because he always talks in riddles and be like, yeah, we know he's a bastard. Bran, we're done with that part. No. His like his parentage.
Yeah. I think that Jon's going to find out in episode 1 that he's a Targaryen. Because I also think it creates that weird kind of relationship between him and Daenerys.
Yeah.
To where it's like, oh, what are we? Should we even be a thing? And then if they freaking drop everything of like, oh, I'm pregnant. Well, shit. Because here's the thing I'm thinking. Why would they show them having sex if they weren't going to lead to a baby between?
I think they're going to. Because, I mean, it's not odd for Targaryens to inbreed.
Yeah, and I mean, do you think...
Because they said that before in the early part of the series.
Let me ask you this then. Do you think at the end, after everything in season 8 is all undone, do you think we get the possibility of both, not one on the Iron Throne, Jon and Daenerys on the Iron Throne with pregnant Daenerys?
I think that's where we're gonna end up. To
where both of them are king and queen, and they have their lineage of, yes, we are going to give birth to
basically bringing this whole thing full circle and bringing it back to a Targaryen being on the throne.
Basically. Is that, and that's a positive ending. Or do we get a negative ending?
It's that, or I'm thinking, if anything, Because
Game of Thrones, anything can happen. That's the thing I love about it.
Basically, except,
no one
Jon.
Is safe.
I mean, Jon can't die. We all know that.
No, Jon died before and then came back.
Exactly. Jon gets the...
we willed Jon back into existence.
It's the protagonist card.
Well, not just that. I remember when Jon died, fans went ape shit.
They did.
And it seemed like, well, no, he's back. He's back. We brought him back.
I think he actually... Right? I'm wondering if that was supposed to happen anyways, though.
I have no idea. It was way too coincidental for us not to make the joke of like...
Yeah.
No, we brought him back. We're fine.
Protagonist powers activate.
But no, to me, I don't know at the end of this season. Are we going to get a happy ending or a bad ending? Like, I am kind of preparing for a negative, sad ending.
Unless it's going to be something along the lines of... like Jon makes it to like, what is it, six episodes, right?
Yeah.
Jon makes it to like episode 5.5, 5 or 5.5. And I would say he's got to go out like as a man of the people. So he's not going to just gonna...
8 episodes.
8 episodes? Really? I thought we were getting only 6.
No, we're getting 8.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and they're supposed to be a little bit longer.
Yeah, they're supposed to be half hour.
I was lied to.
Each. Yeah.
I was lied to. Google said 8. Wikipedia says 6. So you're right.
Yeah, I thought it was 6 episodes, hour and a half each.
And they're longer episodes. Yeah. Because it's funny to me, like even if you look at who each is directed by.
Yeah.
So episode 1 and 2 are directed by the same person, David Nutter. He also has episode 4. Then you have episode 3 and 5 are the same person, Miguel Sapochnik. I hope I said that right. Sapochnik. And then the last one is, I believe, the writers of Game of Thrones, the made ones, in Betnoff and Weiss. The main two guys at the end who have, the main guys who wrote 3 through 6 are going to direct the very last one. So I'm expecting also 1 and 2 kind of to be the storylines. There might be some that slip over into number 2.
Yeah.
Because we've got the directors that are like, we've got Nutter for the first 2. So, of course, it's like, okay, you could have this story kind of stretch over into 2 because you're still going to have the same director for it. Now, they're written by different guys, which completely could mean other things. One's written by Dave Hill, the other's written by Brian Cogman, but I think directing-wise, the first 2 episodes are going to be very, very similar in style because also you can look at it, and I don't remember the exact way it broke down. You would have to go back season by season and see, like, okay, when this guy directed, this is what we saw. But you could kind of look at the directors and go, okay, when we seen him directing an episode, this is the type of episode that we have seen in the past.
That's true. I didn't think about that. I've been trying to think about like how I feel like who's going to survive what and who's going to, like, how each episode's going to, and that's what I've been thinking about for a few minutes.
Well, what's going on in that head? Get those gears turning.
Right now, I'm just thinking, you know what, with some of the scenes that we're looking at in the trailer and everything, and obviously, you know what, some of the scenes could even be a farce with how a lot of people, like a lot of producers and directors are throwing out videos and stuff to throw people off the trail. So that, like, we don't know what's going to happen. Because Game of Thrones is very secretive about what they do.
Well, and just let me throw this out. So the last time we saw Miguel Sapochnik direct a Game of Thrones episode was season 6. He directed episodes 9 and 10. Battle of the Bastards, The Winds of Winter.
And what episodes is he doing?
And he's doing 3 and 5.
3 and 5.
So to me, I'm already thinking maybe the Nutter episodes. So 1 and 2 are very narrative based.
Yeah.
3, we get a big battle scene.
3 is going to be the Battle of the Whites.
4 is very narrative based. 5 then is going to be a big battle scene.
Battle of the Golden Company.
And then 6 is just going to be the ending, which anything can
wrapping
happen.
everything up. Final, like,
bingo. Because I mean, I'm trying to even look to see in season 7 we didn't get. Did we get the main writers? Yeah, the main writers hadn't directed anything in season 6 or season 7. So I mean, we already know, and you probably have planned it out perfectly, that maybe episode 3 is the White Walker battle, and then episode 5 is the Golden Company.
So
battle.
1 and 2, I'm still gonna get like, okay, so I'm gonna change one thing. Like, it will still have the Whites in there and like their run through of the North, but they're not gonna, that footstep down at Winterfell is not gonna be until end of episode 2. I'm just stretching out a little bit farther. The thing with Jaime is gonna go between episodes 1 and 2, and it'll give better time and pacing then, especially for this whole Jon, Daenerys, and Jon's lineage storyline. That'll help with the stretch of 2 episodes. Why couldn't I think of the word episodes? But yeah, that's what's going to happen. I mean, we're going to probably see Cersei go through some betrayal feelings and when she finds out that Jaime left as well. Yeah. So that'll make for an interesting story arc.
So the last episodes, and I'm going back again. So the last episodes we have seen where David Nutter has directed Game of Thrones is at the very end of, what is this, season 4? Am I in? Season 5. And here's what happened in both of his episodes. So episode 9 was called The Dance of Dragons. During a snowstorm, Stannis' camp is sabotaged when Ramsay's party destroys the camp's siege equipment and food storages, while inflicting heavy losses on the army's horses. Sending Davos to the wall to ask for supplies, Stannis reluctantly allows Melisandre to sacrifice Shireen, burning her alive at the stake. Despite her and Selassie's, I hope I said that right, objection, Snow and the others return to the wall, allowing the wildlings to pass south. In Dorne, Doran permits Jaime and Bronn to return to King's Landing with Marcellus, provided Tristan accompany them and serve on the small council in Oberyn's stead. The former also pardons Sand and her daughters. In Bravos, Arya spots Trant accompanying Mace, Majuri's father, and the Master of Coin. In Marine, the fights in the Dazank pits begin, and Daenerys is stunned to see the Mormont. So already, I'm not even all the way through it. I'm going to stop there. Already, this is more of a narrative-based story, where the other one was Mother's Mercy, where you've got, where I'm looking here, kind of reading really quick. Upon reaching the Red Keep, it's all the kind of fallout of Stannis burning that, allowing Melisandre to do this, and it was all of like the Melisandre backstory and all her kind of what's going on there. Mm-hmm. The only
she is supposed to return to die.
Yes,
in Westeros,
because she's still east.
Yeah, she's still in Essos, and she's supposed to come back. And her prediction was she dies in Westeros, as well as Valeris, I think it is, the bald, heavyset dude. He's supposed to die there too. Mm-hmm. So those two are supposed to die via the season, which not that big a loss overall, except for the one that can resurrect Jon.
Yeah, I mean, Melisandre she resurrected Jon. So if Jon dies again, it's going to be a fun season. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, I'm excited.
This Game of Thrones season. I will ask you this kind of to final wrap it up. Who for sure dies? If you had to give a death count, who do you, not all of them, but who do you think for sure?
You took away all the fun. I'm going to go Cersei for sure. Mm-hmm. God, I'm trying to think of everyone that's even in the season right now. I'm going to go, let's see, Cersei, Tyrion's going to live.
Jaime dies.
I'm like on the fence about Jaime dying. Maybe not. I think he might.
I think Jaime. I think Arya's
sacrificial. I was gonna go Sansa instead of Arya.
Either or.
I'm gonna go Sansa over Arya.
I want to kind of lean towards both.
Really? Mm-hmm. Why you say that? I want to hear why you want to think both.
I'm thinking the way I'm thinking it through is basically with Arya. She's gonna get caught in her cockiness is gonna get the better of her. Or her confidence, I should say, is going to get the better of her, where somebody is going to get the better hand, and she's just going to die to where it's going to be a shock to all of us.
I'm going to say
Sansa is more of like because I don't think Sansa's going to be in the heat of battle.
She's not going to be in the heat of battle. I feel like there's going to be something else that happens.
What?
I don't know. I don't know what, though.
I didn't know if you had like an exact thought.
I'm going to also say roll a dice, either Tormund or Brienne of Tarth, one of the two of them.
Yeah, are we also going to get a backstabber too?
I think there's going to be a backstabber somewhere, but the question is who.
One of the basically
Varys is who I was thinking of earlier, by the way.
To pull a wrestling term into this, will one of the faces turn heel? Will one of the faces turn from good guy to bad guy?
Either I'm going to say also Theon or his sister. I know I'm kind of doing a lot of coin toss ones.
Does Gendry die?
That's a good question.
Because technically he's the last living son from Baratheon.
I think I think Gendry lives.
Okay.
Kind of like almost bringing everything back to a...
Because he's supposed to make himself a weapon, too.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a hammer of dragon glass.
You think so?
I think it's going to be...
because you're digging the hammer?
No, because he was like really... Like, he brought his own hammer beforehand.
Okay.
And he's really... if he's going to make himself a weapon, I think it's going to be a dragon glass warhammer, not necessarily saying the whole head is made of it, but maybe like the spike on it and maybe the flat part of the head has dragon glass just for the impact of it needs to be made of dragon glass.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see his weapon.
Maybe Jorah.
Ooh,
Jorah might.
You know what? You know what I'm thinking now? Bronn. Bronn's gonna die. You want to know why? He ain't gonna get his castle.
Yeah.
And what's the only way to keep him from getting his castle? Yes, Cersei dying, but the ultimate one is him dying.
It'd either be
Wouldn't
him
it be
dying.
ironic if he died in the Golden Compass battle in Jaime's arms? Like, that would be kind of hitting to where it's like, he saved my life, and now I'm watching him die on the battlefield.
Maybe,
Or if Jaime has to kill him. Jaime has to be the one to kill him.
I would say, what if they have to have the sword? What if the
sword fight?
The two of them have to have a sword fight.
And then, hey, the only way I'm getting past you is if I kill you. And then Jaime has to kill him.
Kills Jaime. Cersei realizes you killed Jaime on the battlefield. Has him offed, or put into the torture chamber.
Yeah, no, that could work too.
I think that's how that would go down. Because
that could totally work too.
I think that's how that would go down.
I could see it either way. I could see Jaime killing him or Jaime.
I think in the end, though, too,
and him getting tortured.
I think the end, Bran is gonna just head up north. North, like past the wall north.
He's gonna become the three-eyed
Raven.
He's already the three-eyed Raven, but he's gonna be ultimately the
ultimate three-eyed Raven in his final form.
His final form. Any final thoughts on Game of Thrones before we wrap this show?
Oh God, I might have to pull out the D20 and just go at it.
Just start rolling. Nope, you live. Nope, you die. Nope, you live. You know who's
critical hit?
You know who's one I'm not prepared to see die? Tyrion.
No,
I don't want to see him die.
I don't want to either.
I don't want to see him die. I mean,
I wonder if he's going to be in the battle again, because he was in a battle before, but he wasn't.
I am totally expecting everyone to die, but I'm hoping that some characters do not die.
Certain characters, yeah.
Like Jon Snow. I could honestly care less if Daenerys dies. I'll be completely honest.
I would see.
I don't really like Daenerys.
I would say it would be an interesting, not story arc, but like a little, like interest to see if like one of the other of either Tormund or Brienne of Tarth, one of the two of them dies while in battle together.
Yeah.
And like, let's say it's Tormund, she actually shows that she actually does at least have some feelings for him, whether it be like at least friendship, whereas like she kind of scoffed at him generally.
I gotta wipe my eye. You're making me tear up, Johnny. Oh, you're making me tear.
Tormund, she like just sees.
I want to see them together. Does truly anyone have to die? Like, do we have to kill anybody?
Can we just Disney the ending?
Yeah, let's just all be one happy family. But this is where you guys come in. Let us know what you guys think down below about season 8 of Game of Thrones. How pumped are you for it? Who's gonna die? What do you think's gonna happen? All that juiciness. Let us know down below in that comment section.